Want to know a secret to getting bigger onion bulbs? Trim the tops off with a pair of scissors. Should we do it? Watch. See all these guys? They're all falling over. Ready? Ta-da! I'm gonna do that with the rest of these. Supposedly that makes bigger onion bulbs. Let's find out together. Spring is coming. It is time to do a whole bunch of work on this farm. Let's go out here to the garden and see what needs to be. Doesn't look like much, but this is about ready to go crazy with new spring growth, and I'm really excited for that. We do still have some snow on the ground, but the temperatures are shifting, and they're shifting really quickly. So if you have not started yet, this is your last window for getting the berry bushes and fruiting trees pruned. It's time to get on it. So I am gonna throw in some footage here for you that I filmed a couple of weeks ago on pruning. And in that video, I'm pruning these Yasta berries. I still have a ton of pruning to do. I have to do the currants. I need to go through these honeyberries and look at them. Some pruning techniques that are very simple. If you are a beginner and you're wondering and you feel overwhelmed, these pruning techniques helped me at least just get going, and I think that they'll help you as well. So I'm going to show you what this looks like today, and then I'll throw in that footage for you, and you can compare the difference between just a couple of weeks ago and what it looks like right now. So this right here is the Yasta berry starting to wake up, and what you don't want to do is prune too late in the season where you've got this new growth on here. So I pruned already before there was any green visible. These are some of the earliest plants in my garden to wake up. Right behind the Yasta berries and the currants and the gooseberries in the garden are the honeyberries, and they are not that far behind. So I do still have some time. These guys are one of the very first blooming perennials in my garden, and their blooms can withstand 20-degree temperatures, 20-degree Fahrenheit, and it's incredible. It's incredible to watch them be covered in snow and the blossoms not to be ruined at all. So just taking a quick look out here, there's not a lot to do. Honeyberries are great because they really don't require that much maintenance, that much pruning. You can kind of clean them up a little bit. Basically, when you're pruning, what you want to look for is anything that's broken. Cut that out. You want to also cut out anything that is pointed into the plant and growing inwards, or anything that is crossing over and rubbing on another branch. Any of those things are going to reduce sunlight to the center of the plant. They're going to create spaces for disease and insects to get into the plant, and they're going to prohibit airflow. And if you're in an especially warm climate, you want to increase your airflow inside the plant so that you don't get any fungal disease and things like that. So that's kind of my 3 top things that you want to look for when you're pruning. Everything else, really, it's not a science, it's a art form. So don't get hung up on, am I doing this right? The great news is that even if you make a wrong cut, you get to try again next year. It will regrow, and most of the time, unless you cut it all the way to the ground, it's probably going to come back and you don't have to worry about it. So that's what I was doing here. I got this other yastaberry all taken care of, and I try really hard not to prune more than 1/3 of the entire plant out at a time, or take more than 1/3 of a branch out, unless it's just an absolutely, you know, dead or dying or diseased cane. Then I'll take it all the way out. But otherwise, it's very simple. So I'm just kind of walking through this garden now. We did get all of these beds cleaned out. There's still a little bit of work that needs to be done, but all of this is going to be waking up very soon. I'll be able to do our first spring tour for you. I'm so excited for the 2024 garden season. This is kind of a look outside. This is just the kitchen garden. We still have other gardens. They're still buried in snow and requiring some pruning also, but we kind of have to wait until more of the snow gets off the ground. Something we do need to do is go to the greenhouse and get a couple of trays and some 4x4 or 2x2 inch pots filled with potting soil, because all those cute little seedlings that we planted in January and in early February, they're ready to get moved into bigger pots, and I'm gonna start having them die if I don't get them moved. So I'm gonna walk out here, grab some pots, and I'll meet you back in the house. Sugar Bush Blueberry Herbal Tea. Let's give this one a try. This is from Farmhouse Teas. I've been taste testing so many of these. I am loving their teas, I gotta say. If you guys are interested in buying Farmhouse Teas, I will leave my link down in the description. I guess it's a good thing that we went out a few minutes ago. This is spring in Idaho. Snow, sunshine, snow and sunshine, rain, hail, rain, sunshine, all in 5 minutes. So, you know, in a few minutes, maybe it'll be sunny again. If you just moved here, don't worry, you're not crazy. It's like this every year. Just embrace it. Oh look, it's hailing. And the sun's now coming out. See, there it is. All in a North Idaho springy day. We have already started making this great mess. That's why gardening is so much fun, right? Because you get to play in the dirt and make a big mess in your house. So these are some of the plants that we started back in January, and we have multiple things in here. I already potted up the celeriac. If you're not familiar with celeriac, it's just like celery, only instead of forming a stalk, it forms a bulb. It's a very unique plant that I've really enjoyed growing before, so we're gonna grow it again this year. And then I do have some other celery. I have some petunias, some poppies, some more petunias, and some chamomile, which I probably shouldn't have started it so soon, but I did because I didn't think it was going to grow, and now all of it grew. It happens. And then I also have some rosemary, which is getting a little leggy, and I have a slew of other plants in this house. So I brought in the rack in the back, which you can see I have 2 lights per shelf, and I will be filling that up with these things. So basically what's happening is if I lift this tray up, you can see all the roots. They're starting to come out of the bottom. I've been bottom watering. So this is totally normal. This is just what happens. This is called potting up. And so we are in the process of potting up these plants. I am going to pretty much just get going on this. I thought I would make some of that yummy tea. I just got a new delivery in with a whole bunch of different kinds to try, so I'm excited to share with you guys which ones are my favorite. You know me, and you know I love tea, and I have a special surprise from Farmhouse Teas coming very soon in the mail, so as soon as that gets in, I will share it with you. I gotta get this stuff done. So let's get to it. I'm not using anything fancy today. I'm just using an organic raised bed mix. It's like a potting soil. I like this mix the best. It's done really well for me. I just get it from my local store. And for labels, I am using painter's tape and a Sharpie because they work really well just to stick on these pots. I didn't buy these pots, I just had them given to me and donated to the farm, and it's really a great way to reuse plastic. So let's just see where we're at with this celery. I did plant a whole bunch of new stuff in here too, and that's coming up, so we'll leave those for a while longer. And some of these are so wet in here that the seedlings are just coming out without dirt on them. So all I'm gonna do is just make a hole in here and plop that in there and just leave the tips showing and firm it down. And that's it. It's as simple as that. So simple, so easy. If you're overwhelmed and you're wanting to start a garden, but you're getting like paralyzed by all the information, you know what? Just start. Like, just pick one thing and just start growing, or one raised bed or one pot or something. Even like go buy seedlings from somebody or trade for some starts, because we get so overwhelmed with information overload these days. And it happens to me too. And then I get scared to start that I'm gonna screw it up. And you know what? Don't worry about it. Just do it. And it's okay if you fail. It's not a big deal. You can always try again next year, or try another type of plant. You're never gonna know if you can do it if you don't just get started. So I think I'll show you this up close. So I just put a little hole in there, put the roots down in like that, and then pack it in. And if I need a little bit more, like this guy, I'd like him to be standing up, I'll just add a little more soil all the way around him until he's standing up how I want him to. Just like that. There's never been a better time to start gardening than now. Start today. Start tomorrow, and something might distract you. So I always like to say, what can I do today that's going to help myself tomorrow get to where I want to go? It's just the baby steps. And that's literally on my calendar every day this week, is what baby step can I take today that's going to help me tomorrow to get to where I want to go. And these ones are looking a little bit pitiful. I think they're just a little oversaturated in here. There we go. I didn't think I was gonna grow as much this year, and you guys, I can't help myself. So I decided I'm just gonna go for it. I'm just gonna plant all the things. And I'm really excited to share the garden with you this year. It's gonna be a good year. We should have lots of food. It's gonna be fun. Okay, there we go. And then all I'm gonna do, I'll probably switch these guys out. I try to keep similar things together, and this time I tried to keep celery and celeriac a little bit separate because they always get mixed up. And then all I'm gonna do, I'm gonna rinse my hands off, is I'm gonna write the name on the label and stick it to the side of the pot, and that's it. It's as simple as that. So I'm gonna continue on this. I hope you guys have an amazing day. Don't forget to learn and grow.